What does Dungeons and Dragons, Scary Movie 3, and The Last of Us have in common?
No clue.
Craig Mazin. That's right, all my gaming friendulums. It's just been announced that Craig Mazin, the co-creator of HBO Last of Us, is working on an HBO-developed Baldur's Gate TV series based on the Dungeons and Dragons universe. So if you survived Baldur's Gate 3, you resisted the tadpoles, you romanced someone you absolutely shouldn't have, and now HBO wants to turn your questionable life choices into a TV show. So honestly, this could either be the greatest fantasy adaptation ever, or a natural one charisma check.
Just as you find your flow, you slip.
Before I get any deeper into everything that's known so far about the Baldur's Gate TV show, don't forget, take a moment to like and subscribe and to hit that little notification bell. It really helps your brother out and it goes a long way. So no clickbait, no fake links, just some real info plus a few jokes because we need to cope.
Perhaps you should leave before someone notices.
So Baldur's Gate is officially getting a live action series based on Dungeons and Dragons, specifically inspired by Baldur's Gate 3. And it's coming from Craig Mazin, which means emotional trauma, high production value, and lots of fans arguing online.
I'm sure you'll sort out your little brain problem one way or another.
But here's an interesting twist. This is not going to be a retell of the game. It's actually planned as a continuation set after the Baldur's Gate 3 games. So as this takes place after Baldur's Gate 3, the characters old and new are dealing with the ramifications of the events in the third game. So this could mean some possible new characters, some returning favorites, and consequences from the game's ending that could affect the overall show. You better have Baldur's Gate 3 done by the time this comes out. You do not want any spoilers. So technically, your chaotic evil bard build might have caused this entire series' existence. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Everyone hates you.
Like with The Last of Us, Mazin has a big passion for video games and Baldur's Gate 3 and its characters, and story led to his desire to adapt it to a series. He's proudly completed the Sven Vec developed game in the challenging honor mode, and he is also a longtime D&D fan, a dungeon master who's been playing the game weekly for the past 15 years. After putting nearly thousands of hours into the incredible world of Baldur's Gate 3, it is a dream come true to be able to continue the story that Larian and Wizards of the Coast created. Mazin said, "I'm a devoted fan of D&D. The brilliant way that the gifted development team of Larian adapted it, I can't wait to help bring Baldur's Gate and all of its incredible characters to life with as much respect and love as we can, and I'm deeply grateful to Gabe Moreno and his team at Hasbro for entrusting me with this incredibly important property." With no ties to other Baldur's Gate games in development, Mazin has freedom over the direction of the story, making it more of a traditional show versus The Last of Us, where the plot and lifespan were determined by games that already existed. As Deadline has already reported, the post-apocalyptic drama is expected to end with its upcoming third, and this was after speculation that there might be more after a third season. Considering that doesn't make sense, they decided not to do that. Baldur's Gate is slated to be Mazin's follow-up for HBO, where he also created and executive produced the Emmy-winning Chernobyl. Right now, there are no official casting announcement, but Mazin wants to involve some of the original voice actors if possible, which means there's a very real chance your favorite champion could show up or get replaced by a Hollywood actor. Baldur's Gate is designed to be ongoing and continue with different kinds of stories within the sprawling world of the game. The series will draw deeply from source material of Baldur's Gate 3, how it begins, how it ends the game, and not so much from the first two games, which are not official source material. Still, there are some commonalities across all the games that are connected to Dungeons and Dragons lore, which Mazin plans to draw upon under the agreement from Wizards of the Coast. The TV series will feature both existing characters from Baldur's Gate 3 and new ones. It is expected to keep the D&D tradition of taking new characters who are not that powerful and follow their journey through adventures to make them powerful. That's just RPG right there in general. The new protagonists are bound to run into beloved characters from Baldur's Gate 3. Some of them heroes, some of them villains, some of them literally devils who occupy the same world. Now incredibly powerful, they will meddle, helping, or hinder the new heroes. So they're going to do this show with brand new protagonists. So how are they going to do that?
A pacifist in Baldur's Gate.
Mazin is now just planning his own new journey with the material as his deal just closed. He plans to reach out to the voice cast members of Baldur's Gate 3 with ideas for them to participate in the TV adaptation if possible. He and The Last of Us co-creator Neil Druckmann did that on their HBO series with several actors from the game. Most notably Merle Dandridge and Jeffrey Wright, who both reprised their roles from the games. Mazin has an overall deal with HBO, is now in the final prep on season 3 of Last of Us.
How very unfortunate.
But here's where things might get a little bit spicy. The developers of Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, is reportedly not directly involved in the show, which may or may not be a big deal depending on who you are. So the people who made the game aren't making the show. At the same time, they only made the third game. The first 2 games, they didn't make at all. Gamers everywhere are rolling for emotional damage. But with that being said, there's still been talk about possible collaboration or insight sharing, but it's not totally a don't call us ever again situation.
Wait, are you saying?
HBO's Baldur's Gate is designed to coexist alongside with the Forgotten Realms live-action Dungeons & Dragons series. Hasbro Entertainment has set up at Netflix, with Sean Levy producing. The two share D&D's The Forgotten Realms campaign setting, which is vast and could help accommodate multiple TV series. Sean Levy was one of the producers on Stranger Things, and ever since that show came out, his career has exploded. The fans have been eagerly awaiting an adaptation of Baldur's Gate, and we could not ask for better partners than HBO and the incomparable Craig Mazin to build this world with. Gabriel Marino, head of television Hasbro Entertainment, said,
I think he likes us.
The Baldur's Gate character-driven role-playing video game series originated in 1998 and became known for its mature setting of crime, political intrigue, edgy adventures. The most recent game, Baldur's Gate 3, launched to massive critical and commercial success with over 15 million lifetime players, 34 industry wins, and made history as the most game to win all 5 major Game of the Year awards.
Would you kill those rats, please? Their presence vexes me.
So that's what we do know, but what do we not know? Well, what we don't know is actually kind of a lot. No release date, no trailer, no confirmed characters, no confirmed story direction beyond it being after Baldur's Gate 3. So basically this show is still in the DM writing notes to each other on napkins phase.
Ooh, are you the new cheese dropper? I do hope so.
But let's be real for a second. Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't just a popular, it was a full-blown cultural event. It had millions of players, won tons of awards, tons of acting awards for the voice actors, Game of the Year dominance, and HBO has been on a serious video game adaptation streak, which is obvious that we don't even really need to point that out. So if anyone can pull off a story with brainworms, gods, and emotionally unavailable vampires, it's probably the people who made us cry over mushrooms.
Hey, it's okay, little guy. I'm here.
Similar to the issues with trying to adapt a big game like Fallout, it has issues because Baldur's Gate is built on player choice, multiple ending, and absolute chaos. But now they're going to try to turn that into a linear story, which means Craig Mazin has to decide who is going to be romanced, who's going to die, and who's going to shove Gale into a suspicious magical object.
I think I've clearly had far too much white.
The fandom is definitely going to be completely normal about all of this and have no serious issues or arguments about it whatsoever, and will love every single piece of news that comes out about this until the day it's released.
What the hell are you doing?
So this is everything we know so far about the Baldur's Gate TV series. HBO is making it, Craig Mazin is running it, it's continuing the Baldur's Gate 3 story, there's going to be new and returning characters, Larian isn't directly involved, and now we're all just cautiously optimistic while nervously rolling dice. But what do you, the gamers, all my frangulums, what do you think? Is this going to be the next Last of Us? After season 2, I seriously hope not. Or the next Why Did My Wizard Explode in episode 1? Drop your best comments and your funniest thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like if you failed your persuasion check, and subscribe for more video game adaptation news. And remember, never trust a smiling mind flayer. Keep gaming, T-Gan out.